Hello, I am dazed and confused, and this is my co-star, Spring-Heeled Knee Flip.
Whoa, Nelly.
Also known as
Daarno1. And this guy is...
I'm Voice from the Alcove.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to All Directions, the show that was meant to be All Directions podcast, but is, in fact, All Directions Podlite.
It is.
That is usually the case with a Podlite, but that's just how it is. There is still going to be a podcast on Friday. In fact, there actually is going to be a podcast on Friday.
Damn right.
It's been a bit... it's been a while.
We've been away for far too long.
Yes, we have.
Well, specifically in this area.
Yes. Well, we just haven't been around for a podcast in far too long.
Yeah, true.
You know? I mean, the last actual podcast that went up was that Lost Archive one.
Yeah.
I believe. So, yeah, we need to get on that stuff again.
You know, I watched a bit of it, and I was like, I don't know why we actually hid some of that content from everybody.
Because there's top secret information that can't get out into the world.
Right. Yeah, that thing.
Yeah.
Right.
So we've got to keep that under wraps until the due date arrives.
Until the due date.
And then maybe, if we feel up to it, the original content will be visible to the world once again.
Right. Okay, cool.
But I'll have to wait on that one. So during the little intro section, you were going on to me talking about how you've just had the worst day of your life. You're atrociously tired.
Well, I wasn't earlier. I was totally fine earlier. I've started to hit that wall of, oh God, help me. I want to leave. I want to go to bed. But I have a show to do, and so do you.
I do have a show to do. I mean, I've been up personally since early hours of this morning. And honestly, the wall hasn't actually quite hit me yet. And it really should have, since I'm going through a lot of inner pains right now.
Yeah, you're having back troubles, yeah.
Like serious freaking back troubles to a point where I'm actually potentially might even require surgery if it gets any worse. But that's enough about me. And unless you've got more to talk about in terms of your being tired story and just how exhausting today has really been. This is a Podlite. We're chill. We can say what we want.
I don't think it's the case. Today's just took it out of us. I have had very, very little sleep. It was not the sleep I was looking for, but in fact, it was. In fact, the sleep was hiding so very well that I didn't even realize I wasn't sleeping at the time.
Right?
Yeah.
I had that. In fact, I had that recently. What was it? I don't remember. I think it was just a point. I was lying in bed. I think I got up maybe an hour or two later, and I was like, I have no idea if I actually slept or if I've just been lying in bed awake for 2 hours straight.
Yeah.
It's a really weird experience when you can't be sure.
It is.
So, yeah, and that was literally only a couple of days ago for me.
Oh, jeez.
But I think that's all the painkillers and everything just knocking us completely weird and everything.
Maybe.
So maybe we shall find out.
I mean, it's having a slight overdose might do that to you.
That happened. So
he's kind of dumb. In a good way.
In a good way. Sure. Have my moments. Have my moments of stupidity.
And yet I'm supposed to be the blonde one.
You are the blonde one.
Oh yeah, I'm blonde.
Yes. Rather filthy blonde.
How dare you, sir?
Well,
how dare you imply such a thing?
We all know it.
Do we?
You do.
Oh. Why didn't you tell me?
They don't like you.
They don't like me?
No. They don't like me either.
Find another co-star then.
Well, they don't like me either.
Oh, they don't like you either?
No, they don't like anyone.
Okay. Oh, okay. What
makes you think that? They come around to watch because they enjoy the show. They just don't enjoy us too. Out of everyone who runs All Directions, everyone just hates us.
Oh. Who runs All Directions?
We do.
Isn't that a rather big caveat if people don't like us and yet we run the show?
We run the show. They like everybody else on the show, but it's just us.
Who on the show do they like?
Everybody else.
Right. Everybody else.
Everyone else.
But there's no one else.
Well, there is.
Oh, wait, the editor.
Well, sure, okay, yeah. I didn't think about the editor. That's probably why people don't like us, because we forget about people like that.
Yeah.
We forget about the editor.
Sorry, editor.
Sorry, man. Yeah. You do a good job sometimes.
You do.
You
really do.
There's Blueface McGee.
At one point. Is that what, Blueface McGee?
Everyone loves Blueface McGee.
I thought that I thought the only other people that we had hired, apart from the editor, was the little tiny people that run around.
There are the little tiny people.
Who've been really annoying in the play.
They are.
They've been
but
messing up
they're
a lot.
getting like their own toys and their own little franchise now and everything.
I
so
know. They started making little tables.
I mean,
they were actually doing that.
They've actually grown bigger than us.
They have.
Despite being little people.
Just despite being little people. Yeah, exactly. You don't mess with the little people.
You don't.
No.
Otherwise,
if they want to build tables, you let them.
Yeah. Just stay out of the way, man.
Yeah.
Stay out of the way, guys.
But don't get us wrong. Like, if they start building a dollhouse, we'll put a stop to that. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there's plenty. There is other people on the staff on the payroll that that the audience
There's
loves.
a payroll.
Once again, Blueface McGee. Everybody loves Blueface McGee.
Okay.
What about shady hipster director dude? Oh, people go mad for him. You know.
Shady hipster director dude.
Yeah.
You mean that hipster that we shot not long ago?
Yeah.
No, wait, actually.
How we shot him is up for you to determine.
That's how that ends. I mean, given that smile at the end, you would have thought that he was held at gunpoint.
It kind of needed to happen.
Yeah.
He's difficult to work with.
Was it confirmed whether he was replaced at the end or it was the same guy?
I think we had our special effects team get in there, and he was like really just refusing to do what we wanted.
Right.
So they just took a still image of him. He'd signed a contract and everything that we're allowed to use his face and all that for promotional material. And they basically just digitally like edited his face to make it look as though he was smiling.
Yeah.
And make him look like a happy man.
I don't know. He looks like a creepy man afterwards.
Yeah, but there's only so much you can do with that kind of dude. You know?
Did they try to edit out his mustache?
His mustache. Did he have a mustache? I don't remember.
I believe he did.
Did he?
I believe that he didn't shave for a while.
Oh, maybe he did.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I think
he did.
So.
Of course, editing out a mustache is hard.
It is.
As we know it.
It is.
And you know who generally knows it?
Deadpool.
Yeah. One of the trailers that we are looking into today.
We're looking at trailers, by the way.
Yes, we're looking at trailers. If you checked out last week's Podlite, we basically went very deep diving into the whole Venom trailer that came out.
Still don't like it.
And I think I might have watched it maybe a couple more times. It still does nothing for me, like at all.
Yeah. I think I hate it more the fact that it doesn't do anything.
I'm still not at the point in hating it. It's just, it hasn't done anything to make me hate the trailer. It just hasn't done anything to make me like the trailer. So I'm like...
Well, I mean, from a trailer's perspective, surely you must hate it because it hasn't done the job of what a trailer should.
No, because, like, yes, a trailer's job is to excite you about the film and make you interested in going to see the film. And so by the fact that the trailer hasn't done that, arguably, yes, that makes it a bad trailer. And I'm not saying it's not a bad trailer, but at the same time, it hasn't made me not want to see the movie either.
Right.
I'm just as interested in seeing the movie as I was prior to the trailer, but I'm just not any more excited about seeing the movie from trailer point. So it's not like an awful trailer that's put me off of the film. There are trailers that I've watched and I'm like, I was excited for this movie, I'm not anymore.
Yeah.
You know, Venom didn't do that to me, but it didn't do anything positive either. But I think all 4 trailers that we're pretty much talking about today have pretty much did a much better job than that Venom trailer did.
Absolutely.
They all had at least something in them that made you interested in the film.
They did have like they do have the time, and I would assume the money because I'm assuming Venom's like taking in less money considering it's like a new movie verse and it's not been done before.
Right, but at the same time, it's Sony that's producing it, true. You know, it's part of this whole, their own version of a Spider-Verse that they're trying to create. So I don't see them putting an extremely little amount of budget into either the marketing or into the film itself.
Oh, no, I'm saying it would be less than it usually would be.
Maybe. It wouldn't be as much as if it was like a sequel movie, but I think it just kind of depends how much faith Sony really has in this film. If they've seen like, you know, the dailies and all that kind of stuff, the first cut, whatever, the first draft, and they're like, this movie, it ain't good, then maybe, okay, they're not going to put an awful lot into the marketing for it, and maybe that's why we're getting the kind of trailers that we are. But great films have had bad trailers before. So that's why I don't judge a film purely on the trailer. I'll maybe a tiny bit, it'll affect us a little bit, build up hype, decrease hype, but I'll not ultimately judge a film purely on its trailer alone. But it could be a bit of a red flag.
Maybe.
But once again, you got to give it a pass. It is just a teaser trailer. I still think it fails as a teaser trailer. It should have had at least something. But it is just a teaser trailer. The first actual legitimate trailer will be the thing to judge.
Yeah.
If that's crap, you got a crap teaser and then a crap trailer. Then you maybe start thinking about, is this the kind of thing I'm interested in?
Yeah.
I'm probably still going to say it just because it's Venom. But for other people out there who aren't as interested in the character.
I'll probably just see it just to want to... sorry. Just to find out what Venom looks like, apart from the tiny bit.
That's assuming that they don't just show you in the trailer. So
Maybe.
I mean, I'm kind of hoping they do at this point. You know, you can't go... I don't think you can go 2 trailers without showing them at all.
No.
So, anyway, we talked about Venom.
We have.
Plenty.
Yep.
Now on to Deadpool. The guy that did it right.
Been Venom at one point.
He has been Venom at one point. Not in the universe that this current Deadpool exists within, but that doesn't stop from acknowledging it.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, it can't happen, unfortunately, because of the two separate studios. But still, I mean, it could be cool. There were rumors for a little while of Sony just kind of throwing in the hat and being like, we're done.
Yeah.
And then potentially, meaning Disney's getting everything back. Although I actually just found out an interesting piece of news a couple of days ago.
About Fox?
No, about Sony.
Oh, okay.
Sony nearly owned the MCU. Like, the entirety of it.
Really?
Yes. Back when Marvel was doing that whole bankruptcy, like not doing that whole bankruptcy thing, going through their bankruptcy stage, and they were selling off all the characters. Marvel offered Sony Iron Man, Doctor Strange, Black Panther, all of the characters that are like now in their Marvel universe, and it was for dirt cheap as well. It was for something like $25 million. That was it. It was either they could take Spider-Man and all his characters for $10 million, or they could take Spider-Man and all his characters as well as all these other Marvel characters for $25 million. And Sony thought themselves, no one's interested in these other characters.
Right.
No one wants to go see films about these, so we'll just take Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
So I think like one of the words where I'm paraphrasing a bit, but like the guy that was head of Sony at the time was basically like, these characters will never make money, so we'll not bother with them. And it's like, well, look what happened now. And it's weird because I've seen a bunch of discussions of people talking about like, would the MCU be like, how would the MCU look today if Sony had acquired all those characters? And I'm thinking personally, you can't really have that discussion about like, would the MCU play out the same way if Sony had all the characters? Because I don't think the whole genre and landscape of the superhero movies would be the same today. If Sony had acquired them, because I don't think there's a chance in hell Sony would have conceived the idea of doing a cinematic universe. They would have just maybe done a lot of Spider-Man movies and then occasionally an Iron Man, a Doctor Strange, something along those lines that would not be connected whatsoever to each other. It would just been separate films, and they would have just continued on that way. And superhero movies today would look exactly like what they look, well, not visually, but like in terms of how popular they are, they'd be just the same as what they were in like 2001 and 2003 and all that. It wouldn't be like this whole golden age that it is right now. So I think honestly, you wouldn't have the number of Fox films coming out right now. You might not even have Deadpool, to be honest with it, right now. You wouldn't have the MCU, you wouldn't have the DC universe. I know some of you'd be cheering about that, but personally, I'm quite fond of it, with a couple of exceptions. So, but yeah, just a bit of interesting news that I found out. I was like, oh wow. On one hand, you're like, Sony kind of fucked up, but at the same time, it's like, well, it makes sense. You know, the franchise of superheroes wasn't what it was back then as to what it is today. Anyway, back onto like Deadpool and all that. The guy who knows what's going on and potentially could talk about this whenever he quite fancies it. Had a trailer that succeeded far better than. Do you know what I noticed about the Deadpool trailer, Chris? One, it had Deadpool in it.
It did.
Shocking, right? That a Deadpool trailer would have Deadpool in it. Cable, who's the new character that's never been in a movie before, he was in the trailer as well. They didn't hide him either.
Wasn't he?
Yeah. I mean, they showed so much of him that you actually got to see his arm pre-effects, which was a line in the film that stung a little bit just because of that dig that dig at DC with the whole mustache thing, but it was brilliant nonetheless. It's like, it stings, but it's fantastic. I'm so glad that they did it.
Have we found out whether, I forget the actor of Superman.
Henry Cavill.
Have we found out if Henry Cavill in Mission Impossible shaved off his mustache?
No, I don't think he did. I don't think he does. I know that people have talked about seeing footage from the films and saying that he looks really good, and he actually looks really good with the mustache and everything, but there's not really been anything to show significance or like a middle finger from the studio about the whole mustache situation. But Deadpool's dig about it. Yeah. It was like, what a clever way to sort of show like fourth wall break with not having the effects on his arm, and then also to be relevant with the sort of big internet kerfuffle at the time.
Yeah. Note to any filmmakers out there who want to do CG, don't remove things, only add.
Yeah.
It's terrible otherwise.
Unless, of course, you're making a Deadpool trailer and then remove the effects so that you can later put them back on.
Yeah.
Or
although technically, it depends on the situation. Because like in Rise of the Planet of the Apes, every one of those apes is played by an actor.
Yeah.
In blue screen. So in blue what do you call it?
In performance capture.
Performance capture.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they are removed. So but like don't remove like specific things and then try to replace it.
Yeah. I mean, it just sort of like, I guess depends really. I mean, I don't think the Deadpool situation would really manage to apply to the Planet of the Apes stuff, because Deadpool isn't in Planet of the Apes, and you don't have a fourth wall breaking character in Planet of the Apes. I think that'd be kind of weird and throw you off a little bit if you did. But no, I thought, honestly, I was interested because the Deadpool trailer actually has made me more intrigued than what I already was in seeing the next Deadpool film. I relatively enjoyed the original Deadpool, slightly less every time I rewatch it, but still enjoy it nonetheless. But this trailer, it was like, we've confessed this before. We don't really heavily read comic books, to be honest. We tend to get our information from third parties and all that kind of stuff. So I didn't really know I had a very rough idea, but I didn't know who the Cable character was. And so I was like, is this trailer going to make me interested in him? I like the actor. He's in 2 big films this year now, Deadpool and The Avengers. Playing potentially the big bad in both. So, but yeah.
Kill the bad guy?
Kill the bad guy?
Sorry, Cable the bad guy?
Potential. He's trying to kill Deadpool. Deadpool's the protagonist.
But everybody tries to kill Deadpool. Well, Wolverine's tried to kill Deadpool. The Hulk's tried to kill Deadpool. I'm not too sure if I'm correct in saying Doctor Strange is trying to kill Deadpool.
I don't know about Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange might be a bit busy for Deadpool.
Maybe.
But I mean, if it's, focused on Deadpool, whoever the character is that's trying to kill him is the antagonist.
Oh, Deadpool, yes.
So, since it's a Deadpool movie, that, I don't know if he's the antagonist throughout the entire film. He probably won't be. But at least from what we've seen thus far in the trailers, his mission is to essentially try and kill Deadpool.
Yeah.
So he is at least the antagonist of what we know right now. So as far as we're aware, he's the big bad in 2 of the big comic book films this year. But no, it actually managed to make me interested in the character. It looks like we're going to get a lot more Deadpool this time around, which is what I wanted, because that's my only gripe with the original Deadpool, is when it goes back into the past to show his origin story. It was great the first time I seen it, but every time I rewatch the film, it drags. Right. And I just want to get to present day with Deadpool being Deadpool. So the sequel just being very heavy in present time kind of deal. It is done a rather good job, I will say. So,
I would agree. Yeah. Although I'm slightly disappointed in Cable, because the only instance I actually knew of Cable was from the Deadpool game.
Right.
So I kind of associated Cable with this overly buff Austrian guy.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of like turned itself on its head a bit, because now it's just an American cyborg guy.
Well, I mean, when you consider who his parents technically are, it would make more sense that he would have an American accent as opposed to an Austrian. Okay. I mean, he is like, by technicality, he is the son of Cyclops.
Mm-hmm.
So Cyclops isn't Austrian.
No. Although I wonder then if they only give him the Austrian accent because he's kind of like a Terminator-y kind of character. I mean, he goes back into the past. He's a mercenary.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, I didn't really play it all too much in the game.
Oh.
So I'm not really... Because to be honest with you, I didn't really enjoy the game that much.
Oh, okay.
So,
okay.
I kind of played I played the intro section where he's in his apartment.
Mm-hmm.
And then I played like maybe 10 minutes into the actual, like once you start fighting and collecting stuff. And I just turned it off after that because I was like, this game's not for me.
Yeah.
But that's just because I'm used to like the current superhero games and them being at a higher level quality. So... yeah, I didn't really get into the Deadpool game, but the trailer.
Wait, sorry, I might be wrong in the Austrian accent. It might in fact be Russian, if I'm remembering correctly.
It might be,
Deadpool.
but trust your instincts. There was a previous video in the past where you flip-flopped on a character's accent, and you were right the first time around.
Oh, well, so, I might have been right, but I have a feeling that I'm right.
I'm sure you can let me know, guys.
Yeah.
So, right, what... Out of the other 3 trailers, that being Incredibles 2, Ready Player One, and Solo, which is the sort of big one that...
Ready Player One.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Ready Player One?
Yeah.
I had a suspicion that it might be.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Because, am I right in thinking the first trailer for Ready Player One didn't stand out to you all that much?
No, it didn't.
Uh-huh.
I don't exactly remember what it said, but... Oh, that's right. I started hating on Steven Spielberg.
Right, yeah.
I've got the director right. Right. Yeah, I started hating him because he showed the Iron Giant and he's not making a live-action Iron Giant movie, even though the giant looks pretty fucking cool. But no, I take it back. I do. Because now I've actually got like more context in what the movie actually is.
Yeah.
Which is essentially... it's essentially like 80s... we are not oppressed. We're a minority and the government's a bunch of assholes. Think about it. I'm not too sure like how much more I like it just because of that. But I like the. I think it's essentially that, but it's about gamers.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's gamers versus the man.
And, I mean, technically, when you think about it, the Iron Giant isn't really even in the film at all. It's just another player using the Iron Giant as an avatar, sort of like what you would with like your VR chat, for example. But so really, I mean, even if the Iron Giant doesn't act 100% within character, you could actually kind of get away with that for legitimate reasons in the film. I will say, I think when I watched this second trailer, I was looking, like, there's loads of people posting stills from that, the actual, like, 3D shot of the Iron Giant. And I was like, there's something about him that just doesn't look right. It's like they haven't shaped his head right, or his eyes aren't in the right position. And I had a really blonde, stupid moment, because I was like, maybe the Iron Giant just doesn't work in 3D then. And I was like, like 2 minutes later, I was like, wait, he was 3D in the original film. What am I on about? So yeah, I was like,
well, I mean, considering the art style, it's very easily lost in the in the world.
Yeah,
he fits in really well.
Well, like we said back in the podcast that was all about the Iron Giant. The 3D is stylized in a way to make him look visually like he's 2D, but clearly it's using a CGI model. Yeah. So he is stylistic wise, it fits in that. So if you're putting him in like a proper 3D environment, he might look a little different by comparison. Yeah. But at the same time, it was like, I still think there's a little bit that look like the shot where it's like the long shot and you just see the silhouette of him walking across like the hills and all that. That looks like Iron Giant, like, without question. But it's just that close-up shot where he's in like that kind of like, it reminded us of the scene in the Iron Giant where he's in the scrapyard and he's like pretending to be the art piece. It was that sort of shot where it was like, there's something about him, it just doesn't quite look correct.
Right.
But I'm interested to know if you picked up on this, and I'm 99% sure that you wouldn't have. right? There's something in the music which I picked up on. Okay, and it's probably not intentional, right? But there's a little kind of like in the scores a bit of an Assassin's Creed kind of vibe to it. If you listen to like, obviously, yes, it's playing the Willy Wonka Will of Imagination song. I think that's what it's called.
Yeah.
It's playing that, but throughout, like, there's every now and then where you hear the notes go. Yeah, and that's Animus music. Every Assassin's Creed game, when it's interacting, like when you're going into the Animus, you always get that sort of those chime notes, and it's very heavy in like Assassin's Creed 2. Especially when you got headphones on, it's a bit more difficult to hear when you got like the speakers. But when you got headphones on, you really listen to that. It's like that just sounds like it's ripped straight out of like the Assassin's Creed 2 score. So it's like that in itself as well has got me excited. The premise alone for this thing. I'm mostly interested in this film because the Iron Giant. Isn't it? That's the big honest reason.
Although there are some, I'm pretty sure there was another mech that I recognized that was from a game called Hawken. Is it a Hawken or Warhawk? Or rather Hawk. Which was basically just like a mech v mech game.
Right.
Similar to I was going to say Robot Wars, but no, that's it's not mech enough for that. It's it's an older game, Mech Warrior. Yeah, it was very similar to Mech Warrior. Hawken, yeah, it was.
Right, okay.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure one of those during the, what would you call that shot where there's like a bunch of protagonists who are running against an antagonist?
Oh.
You know what I mean? Charge?
Yeah, like a charging battle.
Yeah,
scene.
during the charging battle. I'm pretty sure one of those models was from said game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think most people, like, I checked the comment section out and pretty much everyone was just commenting about, like, the Halo Spartan character. That was pretty much everything. Cool. So I was like, that's cool. That then pretty much shows you this isn't pure, like, 80s. Like, they are going into delving into other eras. They're modernizing this story a little bit. Which, you know, Spielberg's got to fit some extra things in, I guess, since he's removed all of his own references from the original story in this. So it's kind of understandable. But no, I think this trailer did... It's weird, because I had to watch it a few times to really get excited about this one, because just from all the stills that everyone was uploading, it was like, I was like, oh, is Iron Giant quite heavy in this trailer? And he wasn't, so I was like, that like let us down a bit. So I had to watch it a few times to really sort of build myself up and be like, if it's something that I'm generally going to be interested in, other than the fact that the Iron Giant appears in it. But honestly, from the cast, and it's funny because we mentioned we talked about Cyclops just before, who's actually the guy playing the main character. He plays a young Cyclops in the current X-Men.
Oh, right, that guy.
And I'm bloody awful with names. I'm just as bad as you today. But you've got the other actor in it who's obviously playing the main antagonist. You'll know him from like one of the more recent films is like Rogue One, but you know him as well from Dark Knight Rises. The guy like opens the van and like points the gun and all that. He's a really good actor. He plays a generally really good villain. He's the one that like Bane grabs his face and pretty much crushes in the Dark Knight Rises.
Very well.
But either way, yeah, he's a genuinely good actor. So, and he didn't show up in the first trailer, I don't think. So there's a genuinely really good cast in this as well. So no, for the most part, another trailer that pretty much did a damn good job, and actually showed you what it was about instead of hiding it all.
Yeah.
So it's not gonna harp on about that. Yeah. Let's move on because we're running out of time for the Podlite. Let's jump over to the Solo trailer for a bit, since we just mentioned Rogue One and all that. You fairly enjoyed that trailer? Do anything for you at all?
It's okay.
Yeah?
I didn't mind it. It's one of those cases where I will probably go and see the movie, but it's more out of curiosity, if anything, because I've told you about this theory, but I feel that Solo does join the Empire for a time, especially since he says in the start of the trailer he was dropped out of Flight Academy.
Yeah.
Which could have been the Flight Academy for the Empire.
I think it was. I genuinely think it was.
Yeah. So So I would like to know, one, why he did join the Empire in the first place, even if he did plan on stealing a ship or something. And I just want to know what the hell he's doing.
Well, to be fair, if the Empire's got its own flight academy, that's a good way to start if you want to become the best pilot in the galaxy.
I suppose,
so,
yeah.
that's reason in itself to join up. Not everyone just naturally saw the Empire as being evil. It just sort of depends on which systems you grew up on, essentially.
Another hint towards it was what was it? It was in the same line of he was dropped out of he dropped out of what's it called again?
What, the Fight Academy?
The Fight Academy, right? And he says something like the reason for it was because he didn't think like everybody else. He was like his own guy, kind of.
Yeah, he was kicked out for that reason.
Yeah.
I think one thing that I found interesting, because personally, I was actually quite pleasantly surprised by the trailer because I wasn't expecting a lot from it. Plus, there's been a lot of behind the scenes drama with the movie, so I wasn't necessarily expecting a great trailer. I'm not 100% sold yet on. I think it's Alden Ehrenreich is the guy's name, I believe, who's playing Han Solo. I'm still not 100% sold on him playing the character, on whether or not I'm going to believe that he is in fact Han Solo. I don't need him to be doing a Harrison Ford impersonation for it. No. Bring your own thing, but still you need to embody the character, right? And there's some stills, images and stuff that have come out, and you look at the picture and it's that's Han Solo. That is Han Solo. Yeah. But then you see the action in him in movement in some of the trailers, and you're like, okay, I'm going to need to see a bit more of that before I'm 100% convinced. The weird thing, though, despite saying that there's basically two trailers right now for the Solo movie, right? There's the main trailer and there's the teaser trailer. And from the one that you've watched, because you watched them stuck together, that sort of second point when it goes back to the switches flicking, that's the start of the teaser trailer. It's weird because I think he delivers his lines differently, the same lines very differently in the two different trailers. In the normal trailer that came out, it's when he's saying, "I want to be the best pilot in the galaxy." He sounds very much just like the actor that's sort of talking, the new one that's playing Han Solo, and he doesn't sound anything like Harrison Ford whatsoever. Weirdly enough, if you go back and re-listen to the teaser trailer of that exact same line, it sounds like Harrison Ford is the one that's talking during that dialogue. I was good. Are they actually going to try and make him sound like Harrison Ford in this movie? I was like, they don't need to do that, but it's interesting if that's what they're going to try and do.
Yeah.
Whether it's good or bad for the film, I don't know. It could hurt the film. But then you go back and watch the proper trailer, and he doesn't sound anything like Harrison Ford whatsoever, even when he's delivering those lines. So I was like, oh, okay, that kind of makes us curious why you chose that delivery then for the teaser trailer. But no, there's some really cool design characters. I think the droid looks cool. The droids so far in the Star Wars movies, even in Disney's new ones, have pretty much just been hit for hit. Yeah. Every single one of them's I think back when they first showed off K2SO, it was nobody's going to remember that droid when that film comes out. But then the more marketing they do with it, the film comes out, everyone remembers that droid. He's pretty much everyone's favorite aspect of that film, with the exception of a few Vader appearances. So the droid's got a cool design. He actually reminds us a little bit of the one from Power Rangers. With the
Alpha
disc.
5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know he's not a Sith, but the rather sort of Sithy looking. He's got a rather Revan design, actually. The Sithy looking type character. He's sort of got a cross between a Phasma look and a Revan kind of look. He looks cool. He's got me very intrigued. That character's got me very intrigued about the film, because I wasn't expecting that type of character to show up in this. To be honest, I really don't know what I'm expecting by this from this film, but the trailer has done its job and it has got me intrigued. I've been saying for a year, I do not want a Solo movie. I don't even know if I'm actually going to go see this movie. I probably will just because it's Star Wars, but I kind of don't really want to see a Solo movie. This trailer, it doesn't make me want a Solo movie, but it makes me want to see this Solo movie.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah.
And that's if that's all you've got for that,
pretty much all I've got. It looks okay. I'll probably go see it.
Let's wrap this one up then with a quick mention of The Incredibles 2 trailer.
Which for some reason chose The Underminer, even though that was continued in the PlayStation 2 game.
Right, but there's no guarantee that game is canon.
Nah, maybe not.
Which is a shame. It's a fairly fun game, to be honest with you. It's pretty decent. You not played it?
No,
I could have swore you played it.
I played the first one.
All right, I thought you played the Underminer game. Well, no, I think this film is only meant to be set maybe possibly even just a few months or a year or something after the first film. So, and I think in one of the trailers, Mr. Incredible, when he sees the Underminer, he's like, "Not you again." So that implying this isn't a continuation from the battle. Okay. It's maybe he's showed up again and they've already fought him a couple of times. My main concern, and overall, I like this trailer. It's got me intrigued. I want to see this movie. I think it's going to be a nice bit of a different aspect, considering the role reversal that you've got in this movie. My main concern is that it might have partially the same plot as the first film, with the whole superheroes are illegal. They were illegal in the first film as well. I'm sure they stopped being illegal by the end of it. So, you raised a good point though with the whole it's fine because they're trying to get back on their feet. Yeah. So, I also did have a bit of a theory, which I mentioned to you briefly last night, which was that the guy that's talking, who's leaning back on the desk throwing the basketball around, I thought there was a small chance he might have been sent something to do with Syndrome, because his voice is very similar.
Could be Syndrome's kid.
It's been a year.
It's been a kid, I doubt it. Yeah, it's been a year, but maybe his kid's been off and doing other things. Yeah. I mean, I know that Syndrome's kind of young and stuff, but he's rather technologically sound. I
don't know. He didn't have many women in that volcano. He only really had the one.
She was a pretty good one.
Yeah, but it's just she didn't look like she'd ever been pregnant and or had a kid or anything.
Who said she need to be pregnant?
Well, he could have adopted, sure, but then even that makes more sense. But then he looks nothing like Syndrome.
Well, you can easily change some parts of your DNA to make it essentially a different person.
But it was my theory at the end of the day that potentially either that was Syndrome in disguise or that he was somehow connected to the Syndrome character and he was just trying to maybe, separate the family or something like that by bringing the superheroes back into the forefront and specifically requesting Elastigirl.
It's either he's doing that, not doing any of that, or he just really likes Elastigirl.
Well, maybe, but you could also maybe consider the fact that he maybe knows that Mr. Incredible would struggle more with being an stay-at-home dad than he would with being a superhero.
Yeah.
So he's like, we'll keep him doing that, and we'll have her go off and get the limelight, share of the glory. But I went and checked up the voice. Well, I didn't check up the voice actors. I listened to it carefully into both Syndrome and the desk guy.
Yeah.
And they're two different voice actors. I can't remember the name of the guy that voices Syndrome, but and it's slipping the guy that voiced the desk guy as well. You know him.
Saul.
He plays Saul in Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was that guy. But no, I still think Mr. Incredible is probably going to be the main character in this, but I think the first two acts, at least, of this film are probably going to definitely focus on him being the parent, and then for whatever reason, the family will have to suit up and do the whole superhero shtick, probably towards the third act. Not necessarily to help Elastigirl, but maybe, whatever the threat is revealed to be something much bigger, and it's going to take the entire family to take it down rather than just one member of the family. So it's interesting. I mean, that's just... We've had little teasers from Incredibles 2 already, but that's I think the first really full-on proper trailer from it. So we still don't know a lot about where this film's going other than the fact that he's looking after the kid. It'll be interesting to see where they go, but definitely interested in seeing it. I've always liked The Incredibles, so it should be interesting stuff. It is a good franchise. If
they fuck this up, shame on them.
Yes, and as long as you said, they don't intentionally wait another 14 years and then do the whole superhero thing as illegal again, then we can let this one slide, I think.
Yeah.
So, radio, guys. That'll about wrap this one up. This one's trying desperately not to drop off right now.
I am trying hard.
Yeah, his eyes are really struggling. You can see it. So that's pretty much going to about do this for us today. Hope you enjoyed the show.
Yep.
Once again, there will be a podcast coming up on Friday. So if you enjoyed today, make sure you come back.
And if you want to see me awake, watch that.
Yeah, watch that one.
Yeah.
He should have a lot more energy. Similar to how he did at the very start of the show. Yeah. As always, guys, if you enjoyed the show, do us all a big favor and make sure you hit all those buttons.
Every button.
Every button.
Every button.
Every one of them.
Every single one.
Every absolute button that could possibly exist.
Even the belly button?
Except that one.